Great Biafrans and lovers of freedom all over the world. You are welcome to Radio Biafra Voice of the Coast. And I would advise that you welcome somebody by your side and ensure that you share this gospel, share this broadcast, so that everyone can follow up and also join in the teachings that we bring to you from Radio Biafra. We must pray, as it is our culture and our custom to do so. Elohim, Abba Father in heaven, we thank you, we worship you. For there is none like you. There is none that can be compared to you. For you were Lord all by yourself, and you were King of the whole world, ruler of the universe. We praise you in the morning, we praise you in the noontime, we praise you in the evening, we praise you at night, even while we are asleep. For we recognize your supremacy over our lives and over our land, the land of Biafra. Lord, we pray for our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that he remains strong and resolute at all times, that no matter what is thrown at him, that he continues to be strong, and the desires of the evil ones against him shall never come to pass, except your own desire for his life and for this mission to restore Biafra. Elohim, we pray for Biafrans all over the world, and for all lovers of freedom, and for all whose desire is to see that the nation Biafra stands as a sovereign country upon this earth, free from every form of oppression and deception of the evil ones. That these ones be preserved, that these ones be taken out of evil, that their hearts remains focused and sound. Lord, we pray for all those that you have called and separated to defend the land of Biafra. Lord, we ask that you continue to keep them safe and sound, and at every point in time where they encounter our enemies, may the enemies fall before them. All this we pray in the name of Tamara, Ayiba, Chukwokika Biama, Abasi, Osalubo, Ise, Mopa. We must continue. This is Radio Biafra Voice of the Coast, under the auspices of Radio Biafra London. And I am your host. My name is Kumowe Tarinimi. Good morning to you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to some of you, depending on where you are listening to us from. Today we shall be talking about a topic, something I title, Protect the Biafran Civilization. We must protect the Biafran civilization. And somebody will be wondering, is there anything like the Biafran civilization? Of course, there is. There is an ancient civilization in Biafra that we have to protect. This is a civilization that's, when the Europeans came here, they tried to destroy and to steal. to destroy it from amongst us, to make us feel it's useless and rubbish. Meanwhile, they took it to their places and tried to implement it in their own lives. Our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, has taken time to explain how much importance and power we give to women on our land, even though we still have certain revered things that women are not allowed to do. But women also have their own important contribution to the Biafran society in the different societies in Biafra land. Different nationalities in the country Biafra. But beyond that, we have a very special culture, a very special civilization, because what you have to understand about civilization has to do with the advancement of men, the advancement of human development, whether it has to do with social relationship, whether it has to do with technology, whether it has to do with weapon development, or whether it has to do with advancement in the science of war and war strategies. All these are different aspects of civilization. But the most important of all of these different aspects of civilization is the civilization of human relationship. How people live together and everybody is satisfied, everybody is pleased. That is the greatest of all civilizations. That is the greatest of all human development and human advancements. Whereby in a society, everybody is important. And that is what till today the West is still trying to develop. They try to develop it on this other side, they get it wrong on this other side. The Western culture prior to this time have no particular place for women. So women were usually oppressed and abused. Then those that rule usually oppress and abuse the people, until many people started challenging it, and they came to Biafra land and they came to other parts of Africa. They started learning some of the things, the way we organize ourselves. Even though they will condemn it, they will go to their own places and try to see how they're going to use it. But you know, something that is borrowed is borrowed. Something that is not original is not original. So when you try to destroy the original and you try to develop it in your own way, you always fail. That is why in Europe today, the men are not usually happy. People try not to even get married because if your wife is wicked or ends up to be wicked, us in trying to ensure that Yes, we are back. We are back on. We are getting back on the radio. We are back on social media. We are back on social media. I need somebody to communicate. Is a radio? Is a radio? Okay, I think we're back on the radio. We are back on the radio. We must continue. So, as I was saying, these are certain things that we developed in Biafra land. We developed a kind of governmental system that is very, very advanced. Very advanced that till today, the Western world are still trying to get to how we were able to get to, what we were able to get to. They came, created Nigeria for us to give us what they have, which is a lower civilization. That is why we in Biafra, we can never, ever be satisfied with a Nigeria. We can never, ever be satisfied with a Nigeria. Now, because our civilization is far higher than the Fulani that believes the only way he can get satisfaction is by taking what belongs to others. But the best thing for every human society is to develop in such a way that you think of how you can develop yourself, not trying to oppress other people so that you can increase. That is the highest form of human development, where you can teach your society to believe in themselves instead of believing that when they oppress and kill other people, that is when they will get better. The Hausa had a civilization superior to that of the Fulani, but the Fulani have taken over Hausa land, and Hausa have become worse, far worse than their forefathers used to be. At the level that we are at a point whereby it is either, because as it is now, even though the white man came and seemed to have suppressed our own civilization, our advancement, the Biafran society right now, yes, there are some things that we've lost, okay, by association with the zoo, and which is what we are doing on Radio Biafra to ensure that you get back your senses and get back your humanity. But we still have lots of our civilization intact. The civilization of human development, human capacity, having recognizing the importance of life. And also, the zoo is a jungle. It is designed in such a way that for you to survive, you have to destroy somebody somewhere for you to survive. But the original Biafran culture and civilization that is built on your own development, advancing others. And that is why it is only people that have stood out in developing themselves that are given chieftaincy titles in Biafra land. It is not people that have developed themselves. They have become important and powerful people by developing themselves, by developing their characters, by increasing in wealth and helping other people. These are the people that are honored with chieftaincy titles. These are certain systems that are done to extol human development in a society. But today, because of the zoo, some of these things, they are still being practiced, but to an extent, the corrupt people, those that the zoo have corrupted, are using it in the negative sense and in the negative view. Those chieftaincy titles are supposed to be given to people that have distinguished themselves, not criminals. But today, because the culture of the zoo is to celebrate criminals, criminals are now the ones that are celebrated and given chieftaincy titles and all of that. Politicians that are criminals can go anywhere, take chieftaincy titles and all that. But that wasn't the original design. But some of these things are still there. It's good they are there. It is to give you a particular mindset that hard work pays, not crime. And that is why anybody that is a criminal is greatly frowned at, and if caught, is greatly dealt with. That is the Biafran culture. That is the Biafran civilization. That is the Biafran spirit. That is why we don't know anything like corruption. In the Izon language, you don't have a word for corruption. We don't know what corruption is. What is corruption? A thief is a thief. We recognize thieves. We don't know what is corruption. But Fulani knows what is corruption. They know what corruption is. Because they are corrupt. They have been corrupt. They have always been corrupt. The British, of course, I'm speaking English language, which is their language. They know what is corruption because they have always been corrupt. But our civilization, we have developed our civilization in such a way that corruption do not thrive. So corruption had never been an issue in a Biafran society because of how advanced our human development had been before the white men came here. We didn't know anything like corruption. We know evil because when we see evil, we deal with it squarely. We don't wait for it to grow and begin to have special names. And we'll now begin to say, oh, there is corruption in the system. No. There is no corruption in any system. The Biafran systems have always been pure. Now, that doesn't mean that there are no certain things that our forefathers used to do that today we have realized we are wrong. Of course, there are certain things. And that is what advancement is. By virtue of relationship with other parts of the world, there are certain things that we have realized. And that is why if we preserve what we had from our forefathers and what we have learned today, then we can develop and advance our society even much further. What we have learned from other people that are also busy developing themselves. Not people like Fulani that all they want to do is to destroy and destroy what others are building. The Europeans, of course, they are developing themselves every day. Every day they are trying to improve and taking from one philosopher idea to another philosopher idea to see how they can improve their environment and advance their society. But they don't want us to improve here. That is why they want to preserve the zoo. Let the zoo continue so that Africans will not improve. Now, somebody might be asking, if you claim we had such advanced civilization in human development, why didn't we have advanced civilization in weaponry development, in the art of warfare, Though, of course, we are quite advanced in the art of warfare, but not in weaponry development. And not just in Biafra land, but in most parts of our Kebaland, which is called Africa, in most parts of our Kebaland, we actually, after a long time of certain discoveries of how dangerous developing advanced weapons can be, and how much harm it can cause to the human society, most of our cultures decided not to advance in weaponry development. Now, but in other places like in Asia, in Europe, they advanced in weaponry development. That is why, and when they built their weaponry development, we stopped building because of love for humanity. They came at us. First the Arabs, then the Europeans, Western Europe, and now the Chinese are here. So, what we failed to do was to understand that if you are not developing or advancing in weaponry development, if you're not developing in the science of weapon creation and invention, it doesn't mean that somebody else somewhere that do not understand the importance of human development will not take advantage of you. Because of what the world had done. Rather, or because of what Europeans have done to the world, because while the rest of the world were just busy keeping to themselves, trying to develop themselves at their own pace, Europeans, on the other hand, developed themselves, developed their weapons so that they could conquer the rest of the world, and which they did. So Asia chose to learn the same, and they have developed themselves. But the children of our Kebaland have refused to learn. Practically, we are losing our cultures. We are losing our civilization. There are many things that they have told us that are lies. They have told us that we didn't build castles in our Kebaland. All these are lies, because they have been proven to be lies. Our forefathers built, developed, even in science. Some of these places have records of such developments, but some of these records were burnt down by Arab and European invaders and stolen by mostly European invaders. You know, the Europeans came to tear down and to go back home, then keep milking you. But the Arabs came to stay. And many of them have stayed. And today, many of them are Africans. And you cannot deny them that, because they've stayed here for too long. that are listening to us on the social medias. I'm sorry, the enemy will always do what they can to ensure that we do not preach the message to liberate the minds of our people. But while they are doing theirs, we also will do ours. We'll continue to work. There's no way they can stop us. There's no way whatsoever that they can stop us. We must continue. So, as I was saying, it is important that we understand that for you to protect your civilization, thank you, we're back on the radio, we're back everywhere. For you to protect your civilization, for you to protect your advancement, you must be able to protect yourself, because you are the civilization. You are the advancement. You are the development. The development is not the books written. The books can be burnt. The development are not the beautiful streets built. The beautiful streets can be destroyed in war. Ask those of our fathers that experienced the genocidal war that the zoo unleashed on us within 1967 to 70. Ask them and they will tell you how many books were burnt. They will tell you how many buildings were brought down. They will tell you how many bridges were destroyed. So, your civilization is the people. The survival of the people. Provided you can defend the people, then you can defend your civilization. And the way the world is today, you cannot call yourself a country if you cannot defend yourself against invading forces. Obviously, we have been crying to the world, oh, this one is killing us, that one is killing us. The terrorists are here, the terrorists are there. They are killing us from this angle, they are killing us from that angle. The world pretends not to hear, even though they hear. Right now, they are listening as I'm speaking, but they pretend not to hear. And they will continue to pretend not to hear. Why? Because they don't want your civilization to stand. They don't want you to stand as a people. Because for Biafra to stand is to the shame of the white man that has built his civilization on the lies that Africans are nobodies, that black people are nothing. The white man that has built a civilization on the lies of white supremacy. The white man that has built a civilization on the idea that nothing good can be black. So, having a Biafran civilization standing strong upon the surface of the earth as a sovereign nation, proving herself a Biafra that could, in time of war, build herself, develop military weapons to defend the land in time of war, can look within and develop herself and develop her weapons. The world is not comfortable to have a nation of black people as such. So, what is the right thing to do? The right thing to do is to stand your ground on your own without looking at anybody's face. Because if you can defend your territory, if you can defend your land, that is when you can claim to be a people. If you cannot defend your territory, if you cannot defend your people, if you cannot defend your land, then you're as good as nothing. And those that can kill you will continue to kill you. And that is why we must do everything to defend our territory and defend our land. Because we must protect our civilization. Fulani is coming, Fulani is coming, Fulani is coming for nothing but our civilization. The terrorists are coming, the terrorists are coming, the terrorists are coming. The terrorists are coming for nothing but our civilization. You are your civilization, that is why they are killing you. If every Biafran exits Biafran land and Fulani takes over Biafran land, they will kill nobody. They will live there. But where will your civilization be expressed? The only place we can call home is Biafra land. Nowhere else in the world. We have traveled all over the world, and we know for sure that there is nowhere else that is home. The only home we have is Biafra land, and we must protect that land with all our strength, with all that is within us, with all that we have, and with all that we know. It is upon us to protect our land. Nobody will do it for you. The world is not fair. The world doesn't care. The world doesn't even like you. You must understand that the world is selfish. Everyone is selfish. Nobody cares. Nobody is thinking for you. If you're not thinking for yourself, nobody is doing that. Nobody is going to do that. If you have not made up your mind to protect your civilization, to protect your lives, to protect your people, nobody will do that. And don't get it twisted. Don't get it mixed up. All those that are from Biafra land, that are helping our enemies to destroy us, should never distract you. Because you must always understand, if you are a black man, you must understand that the black race is a defeated race. And when people have been defeated and conquered, there will always be someone from amongst them that have accepted defeat, that have chosen to be the grass in the world. So, your brother that is supposed to be fighting alongside to protect what you're protecting is given a gun to come to kill you. Should that make you to now stop doing what you're doing? Or should that make you to relax? Of course not. Because even that your brother will also be killed when the time comes. Except he accepts every single detail, every single thing that the enemy brings when the enemy, God forbid, finally takes over the land. But all of them will be killed. All these governors, all of them will be killed. Why? Because as they are there doing all the things that they are doing, they believe that they deserve certain accolades. So, if Fulani succeed in taking our land, they will be expecting that Fulani will want to be walking through them. By that time, Fulani will not need you anymore. What would they need you for? And then some of you want to feel like, oh, you are important. They will kill you instantly. And the rest will learn and submit. So whether they are listening to us now or they are not listening to us is not something that should distract anybody. It's not something that should make you to feel like, oh, if these people are fighting against us, then what is there to fight? There is everything to fight. You have nothing if you don't have your land. You have nothing if you don't have your country. Nigeria is not our country. It can never be. Can never be. Nigeria is not our country. Nigeria is alien to us. And you must know that there are those that have committed themselves to ensure that we are wiped out. The question is, will you let them be? Will you let them wipe you out? Will you let them put an end to your civilization? You will never be comfortable anywhere in the world, anywhere you go to. You will never be comfortable except your civilization is alive and thriving. You will never find comfort anywhere. Because there is nothing and nowhere like home. There is nothing like having what is yours. It is worth the fight. It is worth the struggles. It is worth everything that you have. And that is why, even though it grieves me a lot when I see some of our people misbehave and they are getting distracted, but I'm not surprised, I'm not shocked, because I know that the time will come. Of course, we've always had them. They are not new. We've always had them. So, your civilization, your advancement must be protected. You cannot leave your civilization open like our fathers did. They left their civilization open. The only people that protected their civilization were Ethiopia. And that is why the West is not happy with Ethiopia till today. They keep sponsoring negative ideologies in Ethiopia. They're not happy with Ethiopia because Ethiopia is an example to every black African nation that you should defend your civilization. And that is why, as Ethiopia is today, Ethiopia is very special in Africa. I consider Ethiopia special because there are certain things, certain ancient things that you would like to know about Africa. You should be able to find them in Ethiopia. You should be able to find them because Ethiopia were never conquered. Their civilization was never destroyed. But on the other hand, the rest of Africa had their civilizations one time or the other destroyed. And worst of all are the Europeans that came here. They destroyed everything that they saw. Everything. Everything. The Arabs destroyed a lot, but not everything. They did more of killing people and chasing them from their lands. But some of the cultures and some things were still preserved. The Arabs tried to see how they can blend in. But the Europeans, no, they destroy everything and introduce theirs. And tell you that theirs is superior. And that is why it is a duty for us to restore Biafra. If we do not restore Biafra, our race will be lost forever. Izon people will become Arab Izon because the Fulani are Arab cultured people. They will make you all to become just like the Fulani. And in a particular time, nobody will remember whether there were people like the Igbos. Because the Fulani will become the new Igbos. The Fulani will become the new Ibibios. The Fulani will become the new Urobo. The Fulani will become the new Efik. We must do everything that we can do to protect our land. And this is not a time for gossips. This is not a time to begin to look at your brother one place or the other to kill, to blackmail and kill, as some people are always doing. Blackmail him, kill him, blackmail him, kill him. They want to blackmail and kill. Call a dog a bad name. The politicians, criminals everywhere. And they are not going after the so-called criminals. They are going after innocent people in our society, in our communities. But we are not going to stop. We will continue until freedom is gotten at the end of the day. Of course, yes, our leader Mazen Amdekano is in their detention. But we must continue what we must do. The only time the zoo will want to kill our leader is when we stop doing what we're doing. And that is why the terrorists or friend of the terrorists, Shegumi, is going about telling the world that the Biafran agitation had calmed down because Peter Obi wants to become president. And that is why I have taken my time here and I've been telling you. We have nothing to do with Peter Obi becoming president. What we want is Biafra. And anyone that is doing Peter Obi is not with us. You have never been serious about this thing. You have never really wanted Biafra. To you, what you are doing is just mere politics. You don't really want freedom. You don't really know what freedom is. You don't really know the cost of freedom. If Peter Obi becoming president will give you a kind of satisfaction, then you're not different from all the people that have been bribed to sabotage Biafra. Because that is exactly what it gives them. That is what the money gives them, satisfaction. So they relax. Or they start sabotaging Biafra. Start sabotaging the efforts of others. Anyone that is doing anything to sabotage the efforts of people that are trying to chase our enemies is our enemy. If you are busy going about trying to stop people that their mission is to fight against the enemy, you are the true enemy. And whether you are amongst us or you are without does not mean that you're not an enemy. An enemy is an enemy. Planted in or planted outside. An enemy is an enemy. And that is why we must do everything that we can to ensure that we support the Eastern Security Network for them to continue in the great work that they are doing. We must do everything to ensure that we continue in this work. Because as we speak, the enemies are doing everything they can. They are training all their men to ensure that they come to take over our land. All the people, the terrorists that the Eastern Security Network have been stopping at the borders, that is the real invasion. The others are just to weaken, because you must understand that in as much as the zoo is using the Nigerian army to cause catastrophe in Biafra land, to cause calamity, to kill innocent people, the Nigerian army is not the real army of invasion. The real army of invasion is the Fulani terrorists. It wasn't the Nigerian army that was used to bring down Benue State. It wasn't the Nigerian army that was used to bring down Kaduna and many other places. But the Nigerian army is used to water the ground. The Nigerian army is used to weaken the people. The Nigerian army and police are used to soften the ground for the terrorists. Because Fulani always fight a battle they have already defeated. If Fulani have not won, they will not come to fight. Because they are weak. Fulani are weak. If they are not sure that they have weakened you, they have saboteurs amongst you, they will not come to fight. They will remain where they are. But when they're able to plant saboteurs amongst you, to infiltrate your systems, and when they infiltrate your system, they weaken you and use you against you, and make you to begin to fight yourselves instead of to fight the enemy. They make you to begin to fight yourselves, to look for enemies amongst you, so that you forget that they are coming. So when they start coming, you will not remember. You will not be able to stand against them. That is what the Fulani will always do. Check out the history of the Fulani. They always go against defenseless people. They will take your defense before they attack. The Fulani have never conquered a true battle. Okay, you prepare. Prepare for war. I prepare for war. Then let us fight. No, Fulani cannot win. The Nigerian army till today have people from different parts of the zoo called Nigeria. So they cannot use the Nigerian army in totality for the total takeover. That is why they are using the terrorists. And that is why it is the terrorists that they will always use for the total takeover of the land. But provided we stand our grounds, provided we do what we are supposed to do, we will continue to stop them. The other day I played that was the day before yesterday. I played the confession of an Hausa man that discovered the training of Boko Haram, which has been confirmed that the people training Boko Haram and all these terrorists are actually the Blackwater private army of Bill Gates. That was what the man saw, and he saw the things that they've been doing. And you see what the United Nations Secretary General came to do in the zoo. Those of you that are thinking that it is the United Nations that will give us Biafra, have you seen what the United Nations Secretary General came to do? Are you seeing what Bill Gates is doing? Are you connecting the dots? Are you seeing the relationship between Bill Gates and the United Nations? Do you remember the relationship between Bill Gates and the United Nations and the COVID-19 drama? What was the business of Bill Gates with COVID-19? Is Bill Gates a physician? Of course not. But what is his business? Money. Why do Bill Gates want to kill Africans? He tried with COVID-19, it didn't succeed. Now, he's regrouping terrorists. Or he has been doing that. And some people are thinking that the United Nations are going to give us referendum for Biafra. He's already gone because the United Nations are the ones terrorizing us. The Secretary General of the United Nations came to Abuja, and what did he do? What did he say? He said it is good for Boko Haram to be put into Nigerian army, to be recruited into Nigerian army. He okayed it. He said it is good. That is why when people are killed at Ogbaru, he will say nothing. He will do nothing. He will never tweet it. When people are killed in the north, he will say nothing. He will do nothing. He will never tweet it. The United Nations is compromised. The United Nations is compromised. So those that are looking for salvation to come from United Nations, I'm sorry, you won't get it. Because the United Nations is compromised. Of course, they are compromised. Bill Gates is sponsoring terrorism in Africa. Yet, Bill Gates is a free man, working freely all over the world. But he's training terrorists to come and take over your communities, to take over your villages. But are we going to let them do that? Of course not. It doesn't matter the number of terrorists he trains. It doesn't matter the number of, the amount of weapons they come with. They will always fail when it has to do with Biafra land. They will always fail. The same way they have always failed. They wanted to do that with the Nigerian army to weaken the Eastern Security Network. But no, they will always fail. Always fail. They want to weaken the Eastern Security Network by using the Nigerian army so that they can run over us. It's not possible. They will always fail. And they must know that we are not foolish. We are not foolish whereby you come and promote useless ideologies, create criminality, and accuse the people of being the criminals, and come to our communities to sack communities and go after the Eastern Security Network. All those things will not work. All those things will not work because we are smarter. We are smarter. You can buy up the politicians, but you cannot buy up IPOB. IPOB is not for sale. The indigenous people of Biafra is not for sale. You can buy up politicians. You can buy up whosoever you want to buy. But the indigenous people of Biafra that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu leads is not for sale. And will never be for sale. Because we are separated amongst men to ensure that Biafra is free forever. And that Africa becomes free. Because the freedom of Africa is hinged on the freedom of Biafra. For Africa to realize herself, Biafra must be free. And of course, Bill Gates and the rest of them knows that. But they're not going to succeed. They will definitely fail. They will definitely fail. They want to take over the whole of the zoo, and from the zoo, take over the whole of Africa. Come in the guise of Islam. But meanwhile, their mission is not religion. Their mission is to ensure that there is terror. And that what belongs to you is no longer yours. And that is why we must never stop. And they have no choice. They must have to release our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We're not pleading for it. All those elders that told us, oh, calm down, calm down. We will talk to them. They will release him. Calm down. Alpha, where are they? All of them, they have all hidden themselves in shame. In shame, big shame. Oh, if you not give us Igbo presidency, blah, 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 we'll do that, we'll do this. Where are all of them? All hidden in shame. That is why some of you are putting your mind on Peter Obi, thinking that Peter Obi is going to do one miracle. One miracle is going to happen through Peter Obi. Nobody's going to give Peter Obi that position. Nobody's going to give him. And even if they are ready to give him, we, Biafrans, we're not ready for anything about Nigeria. If you want to make Peter Obi president of Nigeria, go ahead, but leave us to our Biafra. What we need is referendum, and we must get it. It is either you give it to us, or we take it by ourselves when the time comes. But the sure fact is that we must get our referendum, and we must get Biafra. We must have our referendum, and we must have the sovereign state of Biafra. And nations will recognize our sovereignty. Nations will recognize our sovereignty. At this juncture, we shall be opening the lines. And if you have our number, you can call. But if you don't have our number already, I will be calling it out so that you can follow up with it. The number to call on Signal is +45 71 64 59 62. I take it again. +45 71 64 59 62. That's the number to call on Signal. If you are on Signal, you can call us through that number. Then on WhatsApp, the number to call is +48 73 964 5829. I take it again. Number to call on WhatsApp is plus 4873964582 Then on Skype, you can just call us on Radio Biafra VOC. VOC is in capital. And in between Radio Biafra, you have an iPhone. Radio iPhone Biafra. Don't just type Radio Biafra without the iPhone. That is our old account. You will not be able to get us through that. Okay? You will not be able to get us through that. But once you type Radio Biafra, with an iPhone in between, VOC in capital, you will be able to call us on Skype. So these are the numbers to call. The lines are open. You can call and give your contribution to today's program. The lines are open for you to call. The lines are open for you to call. So you can call us. You can choose to call us on WhatsApp. You can choose to call on Signal. Or you can choose to call on Skype. Anyone you choose to call. The earlier you call, the better. And when you call, you keep calling. So if someone else is on air, you just keep calling until we are able to pick your call. Because we cannot take two people's calls at the same time. And until we close, you just keep calling if we have not been able to pick a call. Because I notice some people, they might be calling. When I'm ready to pick their call, they're no longer calling and somebody else is calling. I will have to pick that new person's call when they are no longer calling. Okay? And it will not be fair that someone else's call is on and I have to call you back because you have been calling for long. So the principle of it is you just keep calling. So as you keep calling, then you will be able to get through. So the honorable thing to ensure you protect your people. And that is why we are going to take lots of time when Biafra is restored to educate our people properly, to ensure all of our people are properly educated. Strangers will be there deceiving our people and all of that. It seems we are having a little challenge on the radio. Some feedback. The radio is repeating. I would like to know because it doesn't look like all is well and all is sound. Things are not okay. But we must continue. So there's absolutely nothing they can do. The caller on WhatsApp, good morning. The caller on WhatsApp, good morning. Welcome to good morning. Welcome to Radio Biafra Voice of the Coast. Your name and where you come from. Hello. Biafra, we hear you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Then ride on. Your name.
I can hear you very well.
Ride on. Biafrans are listening the world over.
My name is Mazatisi Owatisi. I'm calling from France. Mazi, good morning. And good morning, all Biafrans. Mazi Chinasa Woro, we love you so much. And you are doing. You know, I want to say something concerning what the Gumi of Nigeria said.
Sorry. Hello. Sorry, before you continue, this is not Mazi Chinasanwori. This is Kumawe Tarenemi.
I know. I said there is something our Chinasanwori said.
Okay, right on.
And that's why the information that he said, that's why the Nigerian government under the Gumi were saying something through the Sarah reporter. To check the word, the same word which our Chinasanwori said, some of the agents of the autopilot and Nigerian government have been questioning him almost severally to reveal his secrets of the IPOB. You know, when the election started, all this started, Chinasanwori said he's not going to reveal the secret of IPOB, how to handle the Nigeria and audio election. They will allow them on come drawing closer. Then he will reveal the secret of IPOB, how to handle them, how to hide them. That's why they are trying to force the IPOB to reveal their secrets by publishing that information last time. That's why I'm telling my brother Chinasanwori, continue doing your work, and the Biafra is standing by your corner, and we will win this war. Biafra.
Biafra will hear you. We must continue. The lines are open. You can call us on WhatsApp. You can call us on Signal. And you can also call us on Skype, depending on whichever one you are comfortable with. Depending on the one that you are comfortable with. So we must continue. It doesn't matter what the enemies try to do. The fact remains that we have come out for this, and we must restore Biafra at our time. We must restore Biafra in this generation. And they have no choice but to release our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They have no choice but to ensure that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is released from detention. The lines are open. Those who want to call, you can call, and you will be able to communicate to the rest of the world. So, it is very, very important that we take what we are doing to heart very seriously, without looking back or without looking at anybody's faces, or without worshiping any human whatsoever. Anybody that messes up has messed up. Hello, good morning, and welcome to Radio Biafra Voice of the Coast. Your name and where you calling from?
Good morning, Mother.
Good morning. Your name, where you calling from?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you.
Right on. Right on.
Okay. Yeah, my name is Chukwu Emmanuel. I'm from my location. I greet you once again for your topic this morning. Your topic is wonderful. What happened? Let me first of all greet my leader who set up this platform. If you are a student of Radio Biafra, you are born again. The way you reason is far, far different from the way one Nigeria is reason. You think as a human being. You reason as a human being. You do the right thing at the right time. That is the preaching of our leader. And that is the reason of this platform, to educate the vulnerable ones in the name of Nigeria. What is going on in Nigeria? The plan of British and Fulanese. Without Biafra, nobody will understand until it consumes everybody. But our leaders set up this platform to expose Nigeria from their beginning to their end. The white people don't want black people to be a human. That is why they are doing everything humanly possible to force Nigeria to one. Everybody knows Nigeria is not one. The black people going to school is almost a West in Nigeria. Because what they are teaching people in school is how to read and to write and to speak English, TV, and FM news, and the newspaper. Finish. The rest of them is corruption. To steal and to put the future of their people. When anybody talk about Nigeria, you are talking about a place where the most wicked people are exist on earth. A place where evil is on top gear, every corner. Anybody expecting anything good in Nigeria for another 1 million years is not a human being, because Nigeria was designed to be as you are seeing it, of which, if not our leader, I don't know what is going to be the end of that place. Because the British as a country is agent of Satan on earth. He is doing everything humanly possible to force people who are not one to be one. And you know what it is? That means there will be no development. There will be killing. This backward from day to day is Nigeria for you. But not that our people do. Not radio. And all of you who are speaking and teaching people how to have sense of reason. Because when you have this sense of reason, you are a Bennett, a new person in total. What makes a culture to be a culture is to develop human beings. When a government cannot develop their people, like of Nigeria, everybody are criminal in Nigeria. If you go to religion, that's the worst that is happening on earth. If you go to traditional ruler, the worst that is happening on earth. If you go to politician, the worst. And they are seeing this criminality to all from federal to local government to villages. If you watch out what is going on in Nigeria, you see that everybody are criminal, except those people who hear this radio and give their time to listen. Because when you listen to our leader topic, when you listen to Radio Biafra, you allow the information to enter into your mind, and your mind will process it to your head, and it develop all of your body, you become a human being. You will then understand that Nigeria is a poison. That Nigeria you see, some people are walking in motor up and down.
Hello.
That
Hello.
Already.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, because of our time, please.
Yes.
Yeah, just round up in 30 seconds
Okay.
because of time.
Okay. So what am I trying to say is that everybody will do everything at this moment, IPOB, and to support a leader who have suffered to bring all these things together. Because that place called Nigeria has been for destruction by British and Fulanis. Thank you, my brother, for your topic this morning. It's wonderful.
Thank you.
Some of us who are hearing it are also a lecturer who can teach to any length. Thank you very much. All hail Biafra.
All hail Biafra. Hello, good morning, and welcome to Radio Biafra Voice of the Coast. Your name and where you calling from?
Good morning, my brother Mazi Terele, Africa rep. I'm speaking to a brother who's a scavenger. I'm calling from Africa in South Africa. I greet Biafrans, I greet IPOB. I greet my leader, Mazi Namdekan, the prisoner of conscience. I think I'm coming clear, my